You. Welcome to the Good Gut Show. And today I'm going to talk to you about visualizing your heart reason for your health self experiment. Yesterday, I talked to you about why it's so important to have a heart reason, which is a deep reason for changing your life in some way. It could be diet, it could be starting an exercise program, it could be a lot of things, but it needs to be for a deep reason, not just, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds for the prom, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. It needs to be I'm having trouble with my t-shirt. Anyway, it needs to be a deep reason, not a reason, that's just because you want to do something for I give up. You want to do something for an event or whatever, because that usually fails. It has to be a deep reason. I just got off the phone with one of my clients. It's very interesting because there was a huge hurt in her life for many years, and it really colored everything she did around food and around her weight. And without explaining this in great detail, it really did. And basically, she was bulimic. She had a horrible time losing weight. It wasn't working. Nothing was working for her. And basically, last week, she shared with me this incredible hurt, which was really kind of a mini trauma for her. But she was able to distance herself and really talk about how difficult it was for her to do this thing that her family wanted her to do. And it kicked her off into a very bad place for many years. And when she was able to look at it for what it was, which is very much what we usually do about trauma, she's able to change. She's able to change. And so her heart reason now is really about finding that wholeness, because she was so fragmented by this traumatic experience that she had. So that's a wonderful, I haven't even told her that's her heart reason, but that's really kind of what that is for her. So finding a heart reason, an easy way to do this is by visualizing it. And I love visualizing because the mind does not know the difference between what we perceive as real, what is tangible, what is real, and what we feed into it. So if you're visualizing stuff, that really helps get you through to a place where you can actually, like my client, begin to make a lot of headway in whatever lifestyle change you are, yeah. So all you need to do is find a quiet place, sit or lie down, close your eyes, and see or feel, because some people don't visualize well, a scene where all your dreams come true around this particular purpose. Yeah, sounds great, huh? Well, it sounds like a tall order, but it really isn't. Okay. So here are the elements of a good visualization. Having a clear idea of what you want, which we talked about, right? Your heart reason. Describing it in great deal. Now, you want to write it out, there's no limits when you're writing it out and when you're describing it. Just, I recommend to people that they write it out they write out the scene. They think about it in their head, and then they write out the scene, because basically, it's great to really write it out in great detail. And you really want to make sure to add senses, what you see, what you hear, what you touch, what you smell, and possibly what you taste in that environment. Okay. Adding senses really helps bring you into the scene. Then, once you write it out, you can actually record it, find a place to sit or lie down, and just listen to it. A lot of times, listening to your own voice is a very powerful thing. You don't have to be great. You don't have to be a great reader. Just read it. Um, so then you just find the place, sit or lie down, turn on your phone or whatever you're recording it in, and and just experience it, and allow yourself to feel the feelings, right? Right? Ask yourself, what would I feel if this was true right now? Do it every day. Do it every day. People who manifest stuff do it every day. Sometimes they do it every hour. So you do it every day minimum, right? And then you just keep going, keep going, keep going, right? Um, and the reason why I want you to write it out is this is very interesting because years ago when I was teaching acting, I taught this class in branding for actors. I don't know why I felt the need to do it, but I did. And it was filled every time I would do the class. And it was an 8-hour class. People would come to my house, about 14, 15 people, and we'd spend the whole day getting them to a place where they could write out what I considered their brand, and their brand was a combination of um, their actor's essence, what they portrayed, not just what they thought they could do, but what they really portrayed, what they really radiated, and also their heart reason for doing it, their heart reason, right? But I made them become very specific in their wording, which was very interesting because once they could really define this, right, what their essence was around what they love to do and their purpose, their heart reason, stuff manifested like magic. But it's very interesting. There was one incident where I always keep relating. One of these gals who had just come here from New York, and she had just finished doing on Broadway, you know, actors Mecca. She had played Gertrude, which is big supporting role in Hamlet to some big stars Hamlet. And she when it came time to write that heart reason, she wanted to run out of the room, and I stopped her and I made her do it. I made her do it. I made, you know, why do you want to act? And she said to strip the mask away. And I said, you got your heart reason, sit down. I totally got that. Uh, don't desert yourself when you're finding a reason for your health self experiment, for why you want to change, because that can really, really, really kick you over into a really good place. Once my client that I just finished talking to figured out why she was having such a hard time, she was able to really manifest her heart reason and move forward with her weight loss. Amazing. It's amazing. It's kind of like she flipped the coin and the other side showed up. It's very interesting because I had one guy who we really worked on his brand, and then he got 6-hour BBC miniseries playing a character that was an ancestor of his that he really related to. Go figure. I've had other people also walk out of the branding session and the next day they got work. So there is something very powerful in the words and the manifesting and the really connecting with what your heart reason is. Okay. So again, here's what you do. You have to have a clear idea of what you want. You have to describe it in great detail. And don't forget to add your senses. Visualize it, record it, visualize it, feel the feelings, allow the feelings to come. Don't close them off. Don't desert yourself. And then you want to do it every day and you want to just keep going. Okay. Don't expect anything. Just do it. All right. Oh, and the interesting thing is, if you can, if you can Do it in detail. Do it not of I'm gonna have it as it's happening right now. I've got this right now. And you know what? You will figure it out. You will manifest your heart reason. I guarantee it. All right, tomorrow I'm going to talk more on health self experiments. Most likely it'll be about setting up the health self experiment right now. So I'll talk to you tomorrow. Dietitian Jill signing off. Have a lovely evening. The sun is going down here because we're on daylight saving. Bye bye.